Veronika, so good to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all.
It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here because you have very interesting stories.
Yeah, I think it will be fun to talk a lot of things through
Yeah,
today.
and you're from Ukraine then, right?
Yeah, I'm from Zaporizhia. It's an east part of the Ukraine.
That's quite close to Russia then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So would it be more of a pro-Russian city, or a lot of Russians in there, or still more Ukrainian?
No, no, it's not a pro-Russian city. I would say like there is a Ukrainians, or originally Ukrainians, but I would say that our first language most of the people who are from our city, I would say Russian,
Oh,
but yeah, they still obviously know Ukrainian and their nationality is Ukrainians.
okay. Um, So, how did the war affect your city? Can you talk a little bit?
So there's still war continued, unfortunately, and yeah, I have some relatives there. They always in stress there. They live, and I'm very thankful that I am here with my mom and dad, so we are safe.
Hmm.
And yeah, there are still a lot of um, hazards, a lot of
Yeah,
bombs.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not safe to live there,
understand.
unfortunately. Yeah.
So before we continue, I'd like to just talk about the sponsor of the podcast. So it's sponsored by Owly Eyewear, the reading glasses. So we have a pair for you as well. And so they're very special thin and light reading glasses. And we've sold about 4,000 pairs of these so far, actually. So it's been very popular. And the customers really like it because, well, first of all, the packaging is they really like the packaging. So there's got these owly eyes here.
Mm. Yeah, I see. Wow.
That's the logo. And like a lot of customers actually use this boxes to store jewelry after they don't want to throw it away,
Yeah,
which is
I,
cool.
I wouldn't also.
You would.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And so it comes in this wee cute case as well. The case very thin, and you can travel a lot. You travel quite a lot, so it might be useful for you.
Yeah.
Just put it in your pocket. But you see these big bulky cases, and if you go to opticians, they give you wear glasses as well, right, Veronica? And
Yes,
do
I
you have a case?
this big, yes.
Very
Yes,
big case.
actually this case with me today, yeah.
You have it with you, right?
Yeah.
Um, so they're so big that you can't really put it in your pocket, and you have to put it in your purse. It just takes a lot of space. Quite heavy. So I think, why didn't someone just make like a really nice case? So we have this very cute owly case, and this strap is magnetic. So because I work as an optician, and I had some patients who had arthritis, so they couldn't really open the cases with their fingers. So this class is very easy to open and close. Yeah. Um, so with the glasses, you got the blue one. Blue one is actually our best selling color,
Really?
and this tortoise is our second best selling one. They have a blue blocking coating, so if you're on digital screens like computers and things, are you on a computer quite a lot? Would you say?
Yeah, I would say like on my phone even worse because
Phone,
it's
yeah.
a small one and you always there.
Yes. So the blue blocking is shown to actually block the blue light from your digital devices, and it helps a lot with sleep. This 3 hours before bedtime, if you wear blue blocking glasses, it can help to your body to naturally produce the melatonin. And if you're on screen, it blocks it. So if you naturally produce melatonin, you can sleep a lot better. See, a lot of people nowadays actually take melatonin supplements to help them sleep because they can't produce it themselves because of the screens. So you might as well just
So do you mean like even when I'll use my phone and just wearing these glasses, still the melatonin will be produced?
produced. Yeah.
Wow.
There's cells in your eyes, in the retina. When the blue light gets into your eye, it signals the brain to it's sun. You're outdoors. It's bright. It's not time for sleeping. So that's why I find it very difficult to sleep when you're on your phones before
Oh,
bedtime. So
okay.
right now it's quite bright outside, and the light from the sun, the blue light from the sun coming into the eyes tells us it's sun. It's daytime. So there's not time to sleep.
But does it mean if I'll wear these glasses on a day that my melatonin also will be produced, or and I will always sleepy, or how it works?
It could help you sleep if you do sleep during the day. Also, your skin actually has receptors as well, so it will be able to tell if it's daytime with your skin. Yeah. So blue light, it obviously doesn't block. It blocks a lot of the light going into your eyes, but you still get skin receptors. So it's useful. It's still useful, but if you're outdoor and it's so bright like this, your whole body is exposed to the sun. It might not be as easy to sleep. But before bedtime, 3 hours before bed, if you wear blue pilled glasses, it's proven to help you sleep better. If are you usually on devices before bed?
Yes. Yes, this is my problem. That is why I tried to find a decision that I can still use my phone and think more about my health, and I thought that maybe I need to reduce spending my time in my phone, but this is a decision.
Yes. Well, you are in health and wellness. You're a yoga instructor, so it will be very helpful for you, I think.
Yeah.
So do you want to put them on and let's see? I think these ones would suit you, the blue ones. Yeah, it really makes you stand out. It's quite a big frame, but
yeah, I think blue is really
yeah, blue makes you stand out. So the reason these are mainly, we sell a lot of these as reading glasses, which are people who are over 40 years old. They tend to need help with their reading because their eye muscles get a bit weaker. Do your parents wear reading glasses at all?
My mom do, but she actually have always
normal glasses.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And your father?
No, my father have a really good vision.
No glasses.
No glasses at all. Yeah.
How old is he?
44.
44. Definitely over 45, they'll start to need reading glasses usually. And that's about the age that our customers are start from. And mostly women love Bayer glasses. Not as much men, but men, about 30%, 70% of them are women. And they're very light on your face. They're designed to be very thin and light, made out of TR90 Swiss thermoplastic material, which is a very durable and thin, lightweight material. And you can see they're very thin. They're only 7 millimeters thin. Because the screw, you can notice there's no hinge. The screw is actually locked into the frame. You see?
Yeah. That's cool.
So that's why it's so thin. And you can sit on it and it won't break. Because the main thing that breaks is the hinge. There's no hinge in this. So if you actually sit on your glasses, the hinge is not exposed. It's the screw is not exposed, so they won't break basically.
I had this problem before with my glasses. There's something comes out and this just
correct.
Breaks. Yeah.
So this is locked in the frame, so it won't happen. Yeah, specially designed. I designed it with a designer, and it took about 2 years to actually finally design the whole product.
Wow.
But after that, it's been selling quite well.
Yeah, it worth it.
Yeah. So it doesn't leave marks on your nose because you've had issues with the...
Yes, that's right. That I have marks after the wearing of the glasses, but yeah, I think it's regarding the material.
Yes.
The form.
Lightness of the material. It's not as heavy, so it won't leave marks on your face. So that's one of the things that customers have mentioned a lot.
And it's also because of, I think, my small face that I try to always fit the frame that will not come out from my face. That's why I try to bend it. Yeah. Yes, behind my ears, and that is why it's then fit so much close, and and then marks appears.
So you pop them on again. Let me just have a look, because I think the fitting of these are not too bad, because they're generally these frames are made a little bit smaller to travel with.
Yeah, and even I feel that they are not coming out from my face.
Yeah, they're quite tight on you.
Yes. Even without bending the material.
Some people would like the big frames these days, this trendy styles, and to be honest, this looks really good on you because of that. It is a little bit bigger than because you have a small face, but it actually looks good because this is quite trendy with the big frames amongst teenage kids and older as well.
Because of the color, I think it looks very modern.
Yeah, so the
Right.
color pops. It's funny because it makes you stand out, and a lot of customers said that they've been complimented on by the glasses. It's like, wow, are those new glasses? Like the color is really popping. So that's one of the attractions I feel.
Yeah, I think for me the main problem regarding glasses that I don't feel confident once I take them because I don't know, maybe it's because of the frame or color or I don't know. But I always try to wear mostly my contact lenses, but it's caused me some problems because, for example, it was a couple of times that I forgot to remove my
All right.
contact lenses
Yeah.
and I went to sleep with it,
Yeah.
and it's really bad.
Yeah, it's quite bad. Um, so it's good to have glasses as a supplement to wear them sometimes if you are wearing contact lenses. Also, with these glasses, even if you do wear contact lenses, you notice that there's no strength in them. So we also do just normal blue blocking glasses that you just wear just when you're on a computer. You can wear it over your contact lenses. Yeah. All right. So yeah, mostly our customers have been for reading glasses over 45, and it helps you to read a lot better when you're on screens, and if you're reading the book, anything close up, it helps a lot. So put them back into the case here, and we'll move on to the podcast. Oh, yeah. One last thing about the Owley glasses, like a lot of customers have the reason that I kind of started this business was because when I was doing my eye clinics, like testing my patients, they they always come in with broken reading glasses. Broken glasses, as you said, the screw always falls out, right? And I see this all the time. And one of my patients would have 5 pairs of reading glasses, and each of them would be broken in some way. It would be bent, the screw would have fallen out, or the lens has fallen out. It's always something wrong with it. And I'm like, why doesn't someone just come up with a pair of, you know, more nicer premium reading glasses that don't break? So that's why I had to design it to be very thin, doesn't break. The lenses are very strong. It's made of polycarbonate lenses, which are people wear polycarbonate when in safety jobs, in construction and things. So it makes it very strong and doesn't break. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better to buy something premium class once and
Once,
it
yeah.
will not.
Yeah, it is a bit more expensive, but you're not having to replace it every
Yeah.
3 months or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
So yeah, I'm like somebody has to come up with this. Like eventually, I took some time during COVID when we were all stuck indoors, and I worked with someone to design the glasses. Right, that's Owly, so I'll pop that here. Okay, so Veronica, let's go back to so you initially moved here from Ukraine during the war, 2020. So where did you end up first of all then? So when did you start to move from Ukraine away from the war? Where did you end up initially?
So once war started, I lived there for 4 days after war, and then we moved to Poland with my mom. My dad at that time lived in Europe already, so that's why he are here now.
He was already in Europe?
Yes, he was a truck driver.
Right.
And my mom decided that we'll also go to abroad, and we moved to Poland. We lived there for about 2 months, and then we started to think that we need some country where we can live, I don't know, maybe permanently, like start our life, because of course everyone once a war started thought that it will last maybe 2 weeks and then we will
Two
come
weeks.
back.
It's
Yeah.
been 3 years now.
Yes. Yeah, and no one believed that it will be
Last that long. But actually, the war started in 2014, right? Was it the Maidan Revolution?
24 of February 2022. Oh, you mean
The
yes.
conflict.
Yeah.
Was actually they were fighting over Crimea quite before 2020, right? It's kind of started a lot earlier. Do you not? Was it not?
Yes, it is like in 2014.
Yeah. And so why is it now in 2020 that it's been blown up more? this war?
So maybe it's like because of the politics and our president changed, and
Yes,
so maybe
it's true.
I think this is also a factor that was affected.
That's true. So your father was in Poland as a truck driver, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's quite good then, because I think they didn't let men leave the country. Because I have a friend who her father is hiding in his house, because he doesn't want to fight the war, but he doesn't. If he leaves the city that he's in Ukraine, that he'll get sent to the army or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just not leaving his house, not leaving the city.
Yeah.
But your father was already out of the
Yeah, yeah.
country.
I know these stories that a lot of people, men, they sit just at home and try not to go out because it's really scary.
For this long, right?
Yeah, so some people still, yeah, wasn't catched by the army. And,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, but my father was lucky that he was already abroad at that time, and then yeah, we came to him there in Poland. We lived there, and then we have actually relatives here, and they find for us a sponsor.
Yeah.
So, and then in I don't know 1 month maybe or a bit more, we get our visa done, and we came here. We started to live. My mom found a job. She is still working as a translator. So
Yeah.
in Ukraine, she did teach English in university to our Ukrainian students. So
Nice.
that is why we also choose the UK as
Yeah.
a country, because so once I came here, my English wasn't really good, and we know that okay, my mom know, and it will be a bit easier for
Yeah.
us to adapt here.
Yeah. You were initially in Poland, though, right? So, oh yeah, so it makes sense. It made more sense for you to move to the UK, right? But I think you were somewhere else before the UK.
No.
So it's
from
Poland, and then
from Poland we moved to the UK.
right.
Yeah, and then my parents stayed here since we first came here. And 1 year, then I moved to Canada. So I thought that I will live in Canada permanently.
Right.
Just wanted to change country, maybe experience new culture, just to have some life experience. I would say that's why I did this. And yeah, I lived in Canada for 8 months, about
Yeah.
8 months, and then
Did you go there by yourself?
yeah, yeah,
All right.
by myself there.
Did you require a visa or anything, or did you get a sponsor when you were there?
Not a sponsor. At the time, the Cool Aid program for Ukrainians was still open, and I was able to go under this program.
All right, nice.
And
Which part of Canada was it?
Alberta, the not a state, but the province, Alberta, and it was Calgary, the city.
Oh yeah, Calgary. I've not been there. But what? So did you not like it after 8 months that you decided to move back?
I like it. At the time, it's really like difficult question which country is the best to live, because I think it's mostly depends on the period of your life. Like, what is your priority? What do you want to do? And at that time, when I lived in Canada, my priority was just to work, have new experience, like a work experience, and so I didn't think that I need study, or so it was. I just started to find myself.
What was your work in Canada?
A waitress. I was a waitress at the time, and
you didn't do. You were not doing yoga at the time.
Yeah. I started course about yoga in India, not in India, in Canada, online
Right.
with some Ukrainians teachers, and I think was the start of my yoga career. I would say, yeah. Then I moved to another country, to Lithuania, lived.
After Canada, you moved to Lithuania.
Yeah.
Why Lithuania?
So because I lived with my partner there in Canada, I met my boyfriend, and we have like difficult relationships, and he said that if you want to continue live with me, so you need to move to Lithuania with me then.
Oh, your boyfriend was not Canadian. He was
No,
Lithuanian.
No. He is Ukrainian.
Right, in Canada? He was in Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he is Ukrainian. He lived in Canada also under this Ukrainian.
Right, that's where you met him.
Yeah.
In Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I said, okay, then we will move to Lithuania.
So why did he have to move back to Lithuania? I mean, no, he's Ukrainian. Why did he say you had to move to Lithuania?
So he used to live in Poland, and he said to me that he is really missing Europe vibe.
European vibe.
He said that he don't like Canada because he worked as a constructor.
Right. Construction.
Yeah, in the construction, and it was outside, outdoors, and as you know, in Canada is very cold.
Yes, it is.
In winter.
Yeah. It can be very hot here. In the last few days it was very hot, and there were some construction workers outside, and they were just taking their shirts off.
Oh.
I mean, it's good or bad, but Canada's probably a lot cold, really cold as well.
In the summer there is really hot, but in the winter I think it's impossible to work.
Right. So he didn't like that. So we wanted the European vibes.
Yes.
To move back to Lithuania.
Yes, kind of. And he had a friend who also decided. So we lived in an apartment with his friends, and his friends decided to move to Lithuania. And then he thought, okay, if my friends move in there, then I don't like also Canada. That is, I think that it was their decision, because he was influenced by his friend. I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, he found a job there in Lithuania. Then I still stayed in Canada for 1 month,
right? Because
I studied English.
Yeah.
I did course for IELTS preparation to continue my study. Like at that time I already thought that I need to go to university, and I started to think, okay, what I need to done for this. So he find an apartment there. Then 1 month left, I came here. Came to Lithuania. Was
it hard for you to go to Lithuania? Is there another program, or they do not have a Ukrainian program?
No.
Do you require a visa?
They have a program, so we don't need a visa.
Because of the program.
Everyone from Ukraine can go without a visa just for traveling, for example, for 90 days.
90 days, yeah.
Yeah, and once these 90 days are end, then you can apply for some extensions.
Got it.
But my boyfriend have a permanent status like in Poland, and that is why he wasn't able to get the extension of the program in Lithuania.
Got it.
And that is why he moved here, because my parents opened for him sponsorship. And once he came here, I've been to India. So it's like I have a long story of my travel events.
What job was he doing in Lithuania?
Also construction, but
Right.
it was indoors, not outdoors.
Does that not allow him to stay in Lithuania if he has a job?
No, because he already have like a protection from another country in Europe.
right.
That is why I
Okay,
think.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Poland. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like the UK not connected. That is why
Yeah.
it's not influenced.
Got it.
This.
So he had to leave and go to the UK with your parents, and then you had to, rather than move here, you had to go to India for something, right?
Yes. So in Lithuania, I didn't work, so he supported me financially and also have some saved money from my work from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents also helped me financially, so I decided that I want to try something new. So how was it about India? In Lithuania, there is a big yoga community, and because I started to find some friends, just I went to networking, different meetings. I found a girl who was in India, and I texted to her because I saw that she like was under some program in there. I was really curious because I did yoga for some time, like, but it wasn't constantly. I just time from time to time.
In India.
No.
Oh, in Lithuania.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Canada and Lithuania, yeah. This is once I moved, yeah, from Ukraine. That's then I started yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And
what actually drew you to yoga? What made you think I want to do yoga?
It's an interesting question. I think that I was always more interested in psychology, but yoga also connected to psychology, I would say, like, because your body and mind, how you think, it's about your tightness in the body, and otherwise the, like, do you know what I mean?
I think I do. You're saying like some blockage,
Yes,
psychologically, and you think yoga can help with that. Is that right?
Yes, like working through your body, you obviously can work with your mind, and otherwise, I think.
And before that, I think you studied psychology.
No, I just went to Ukrainian university online at the time. It was right online studies for medicine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a specific, like every like people who go to study, they just study some general topics at the first, and then only go to do specifications. Like,
yeah. So you did the general medicine,
yeah.
And then did you go into psychiatry? Did you say no?
No, so I studied only for 2 months.
Right.
And then I understood that this chemistry and math I hate it. Yes. Yes, I don't like it. So
okay.
Then
yeah. So you felt that it would help you to unblock some psychological trauma, through exercises, through your body.
Yes, yes, exactly. I thought that I need some physical movements, because I don't really like going to gym, because it's like too intense for me. I think, and I thought that maybe yoga is slower and that can really calm my mind, just help me to, relax from all of these thoughts. And once I started it, I thought that yoga is only about like body mostly, but once I done my course in India, I understood that there is a lot of philosophy behind the yoga, and I think it's also interesting topic that not everyone understand it, and they also see yoga maybe like some physical exercises, but not what's actually behind it.
Mentally, psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
So you ended up texting your friend about this program she was doing in India, and then you eventually joined it then.
Yes. Then at the same day, I just texted to this school in India, asked how much was it, like what is included. They provided us some apartment and free time meal a day, and yeah, the only thing we have to pay is our flights and taxi, for example, from airport to get to the school.
Which part of India was it?
North, so it's Rishikesh. It's the higher, yeah.
Okay, right. And so you went there by yourself as well, or
Yes.
your friend was there?
No. She, my friend lived in Lithuania. She just
she did
was there like 1 year ago, and that's why how I know this.
You're very very independent that you can travel to all these places by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't feel scared or afraid to travel by yourself?
No, not like. I think that the most thing that could be scared for me, like if I won't be supported financially, like of course because of at that time my boyfriend and my parents supported me, I feel secured. Like everything, if even something went wrong, then
they can help.
They can help me. But other things, I don't know. I thought that I will figure it out. I know that a lot of people speak English in India, so I thought it's not a problem. Like, yeah. The only thing I was worried about in India that there is a lot of insects and animals, and I thought that I need to do some injects. Vaccination to, I don't know, just in case if something will happen.
Did you do it?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
That's scary. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. But I take the pack of medications like this much. Just in case, yeah, but I didn't use anything.
You were fine?
Yes, okay. I was fine.
So what did you learn from this program?
We had a lot of subjects there. Hatha yoga, Ashtanga yoga, so this is different styles of yoga. Then philosophy. This was my favorite class, but even though it was a bit difficult to me to understand it because it was in English.
Yeah.
So there was also a program for people who speak Russian. Like all teachers did studies in English, but there also was a translator for Russian speaking.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Yes. Because the founder of this yoga school is Indian and a girl from Russia, so that's why they combined.
Oh, the partners.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah, they are
combined.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of Russians in India then?
Yeah, quite a lot, I would say.
Right.
Quite a lot of Russians, and obviously, this was a quite interesting also experience because, like, since war, I was thinking how maybe it would a bit like conflicts or something, but I thought that all of these people came on a specific purpose, and this is yoga, like something they would, I don't know, understand.
Yeah. So was it okay?
With me, we didn't have any conflicts, like me and someone, but I know from another people,
had conflicts.
Yes, some.
Right, okay.
Some. Yeah, I don't know what's kind of conflicts there was, but some.
Yeah. So how long were you in this program for in India?
For 1 month.
Just 1 month, okay. And was there any interesting stories in India that you experienced?
Mm, that we have just, it was very strict discipline, which I didn't expect to, because I thought that it will be more like a course for relax, because at that time I didn't think that I will be a yoga teacher. So I came to this program just as a to retreat, I thought.
Yeah.
And just to relax, but no, there was really, they pushed us that you will be yoga teachers, you should do this every day. Yeah.
Why were they so pushed?
So because they tried to teach us being a good yoga teachers.
Right. Okay.
by this, actually the traditional yoga more about discipline, that you need to eat healthy, you need to do yoga constantly. Like all of your dedication of the life should be like a yoga. It's not just yoga as a hobby, but the traditional yoga is more about the style of life.
All right. So do you do it do you do yoga every day constantly then?
No.
No?
No,
All right, okay.
to be honest, no. I used to do yoga more frequently, but now, since I have also different courses, after I done my course in India, like I studied online with Ukrainians also, I just a bit changed my perspectives to it.
Right.
And I wouldn't say that I'm really strictly followed to all of these rules
Okay.
of yoga. Yeah, I stayed open-minded to a different perspectives, and I mean, I still learn what I would like to do, like in my life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open.
Yeah, you're still learning. You're still developing your perspectives.
Yeah.
So one of them was what you said, you have to eat very healthily. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you eat very healthily?
No. This is my also a big problem. I would say that if someone would cook me healthy, eat, of course, but it's require a lot of time, and I understand the importance of eating healthy, and my family also say me, you need to do this and all of this stuff, but yeah, it's still hard for me.
So what do you eat normally then?
I'm shy to say this. So some like burgers. I don't know.
Burgers, that's fine. I mean, we eat a lot of burgers in Scotland.
Yeah.
But you eat the outs when you're out. Do you mean you make the burgers yourself, or do you eat it out?
Yeah, I can do it myself also. I do eat rice, soups.
Yeah.
So I cook home at home. I know that I can cook, but I don't do it really frequently. I rather go and buy something that I can, don't know, just
I mean, it's
very quick something.
No, I mean, it's good to hear that you are not. It's good to hear more honesty.
Yeah.
That you're not very strict in your diet.
Yes.
Because it's you're just human at the end of the day, and it may be not realistic to always be perfect, right?
Yes, you're right. And for me, yoga is more about accepting what is your starting point. Like, I know that I need to change something, but to change it, I don't need to blame myself at the first. Like, I don't need to say, oh, you need to change it. Like, yeah, as you said, just a human being. And that's what I like about me that I can, I don't know, just tell the people the real story, not the holy yoga.
The holy yoga.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Um, so after your month in India, you returned to the UK then, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and started teaching yoga?
Yeah, in a couple of months. Yeah, so I came back in March, and I started in April. Yeah, in April 2024. So I was invited to gym to work there with local people. And my first class was really stressful because there was a lot of people who came, which I didn't
really?
expect
Okay.
it. Yeah, about maybe 15 or 17 even people.
Right.
So because this is a gym and they
Class.
invited the people who are exercise there a lot.
Yeah. Were these Ukrainians or were they all English?
Mostly Scottish, but also I invited my friends. So some Ukrainians was there just to support me with my English.
So how was the class? Did the people find it helpful? Did they enjoy it?
The the business owner then after the class said to me that maybe you can give to people some easier exercises.
That's so funny because you have the most difficult exercises.
So you also experienced my class. Did you find it?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it wasn't that bad, but I think for the average gym person, it would be very difficult because you are extremely flexible.
Yeah.
And you're comparing to some people in Scotland who eat burgers and chips. Cannot do any of that.
Yeah, but also it's good to remember that yoga isn't about being perfect and performing the best way of asanas. So asanas is the poses.
Yeah.
So I think the most fear for people is that they will come to class and they will be judged by other people, that they will look, oh my god, you are not so flexible. Yeah, but yoga isn't about this. For me, and that's how I want people to perceive it, that you can come even if you are not very flexible. And this is also the myth about yoga, that people think that before coming to yoga they need to be flexible already. But flexibility develops
over time.
Yeah.
So have you always been so flexible, or was it during your training? I mean, since you were in Ukraine, have you always been so flexible?
I think my genetic also have some influence it, but of course when I started my course in India, it was developed
through that.
Yeah. Right. So if I wouldn't have this course, I think that I wouldn't push my limits, like maybe this strict discipline at the time was really helpful for me, because I'm not really disciplined person, and it's good to try something new, like to push my boundaries.
Yeah. And how do you find your flexibility or your skill in yoga? How do you find it compares to other yoga teachers in Scotland? Is it like, because I've never seen a yoga teacher as flexible as you, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't visited lots of classes of local people here, to be honest. I've been once to hot pot yoga. Did you hear about it?
Hot pot yoga?
Yeah, it's in
like very hot.
Yeah, they have a special area where you go in and they have like 30 degrees.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Have you been in? You've been in there?
Yes, but I found it a bit stressful because my pressure increased.
Blood pressure?
Yes.
All right.
It was really hard.
Right.
Like I think it's not for everyone, because Yeah, they also have some restrictions, like not everyone can come
All right.
try
Okay.
it. Yeah. So about flexibility, mm,
I find it a bit of a, some Scottish, especially in Glasgow, have had a bit of a culture shock with Ukrainians coming to Glasgow.
why?
I don't know. There's just a big difference, I feel, in your culture, and you look different as well,
What
right?
do you mean, like?
Well, I'll tell you a story, right?
Mhm.
Um, I used to date a Ukrainian girl,
Mhm.
and when I was traveling, I met her, and then she came and stayed here in Glasgow with me.
Mhm.
We were dating for 2 years, and she came here and lived for 6 months, and she does pole fitness, and she's been doing pole fitness for a long time, and she's very good at it. So she went to a pole fitness class,
What is pole fitness?
like a pole,
Mhm.
a pole fitness,
Oh,
pole
I
like
know pole dance.
pole dancing, like pole fitness, and is like you're doing poses
Mhm.
on the pole.
Mm.
You don't know about it? It's very popular in Ukraine, I think.
I know the dancing like they do on this pole, or is
You
it
can do dancing as well, yeah.
but
But
just
pole
fitness?
fitness is more fitness. Yeah,
Mm.
it's very good for fitness because you're working your entire body on
Mhm.
the pole. So a lot it's very popular even in Scotland. Pole fitness,
Mhm.
and so she went to the class nearby, and she was. I guess people could just not stop looking at her because she was just obviously she was very pretty, very nice. Her body. She was just very thin and
Mhm.
very fit. But for some reason, in Scotland, we love our chips and our burgers. So not everyone. I'm just saying, like the physique is different in Ukraine. I don't know the Ukrainian and Scottish physique is different. Like
Mm.
Scotland is the third most obese
Mhm. Mhm.
country city in the world,
Mhm.
country in the world. So they would always call her a certain name. They would call her Disney.
Mm.
Disney, like she was a Disney princess or something. So she always given this nickname, like she was just very different.
Mhm.
So I feel like a lot of Scottish people seeing Ukrainians are just a bit shocked by the difference, I guess. You probably have not noticed it yourself, have you?
Yeah. In this wise, I understand what you're saying about. I think it's also related to our dietary and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
nutritions in Ukraine. It's not so much popular to eat burgers.
yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, a lot of people cook by their own, like
Yeah,
some
at home,
health.
healthy.
Yeah, I think it's our habit that was developed through our childhood, that
Yeah.
you need to like cook, but still isn't my case.
Well, yeah. So do you think genetics play a factor in it?
Also, yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course. I think that um, in my age, it's still that I'm thin, and and it's mostly about my genetic. But of course, if I will not change my dietary and nutrition, then
As you get older, then maybe you'll
yeah,
change.
yes,
Okay.
of course, and then physical activities should be also
Okay.
included in the regular life. Yeah, I think that our people, it's a like normal thing to go to gym. Like
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
the people.
It seems like, especially the women in Ukraine, they look after themselves a lot more. Like they will eat healthily, they'll go to the gym a lot, exercise. Whereas in a Western culture, it's more consumerist.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fast food restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more comfort. We're more comfortable in our life that we feel like we don't need to gym. Um, well, there's not as many fast food restaurants in Ukraine, I guess. It's not as capitalist, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yet.
well, not yet. Well, in the United States, there's so much
Yeah.
fast food, so much processed foods.
Mm-hmm.
in the UK there's a lot of processed foods, but in Ukraine it's more natural. You farm, you buy food from the farmers markets, or the food is just more natural. It's not as processed, I feel. So I guess that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, I think it's a reason.
Yeah, and yeah, do you agree then that it's just the culture, I guess. It's different. Maybe it'll change in the future. Maybe it will not.
Like, do you mean change that our culture will be also
Capitalistic? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's from generation to generation that people try to grow up like a healthy behavior with the food to the child.
I was also thinking one of the it's a bit weird because I also noticed, because I stayed in Ukraine with my girlfriend there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I work online, so I can travel. So I traveled for quite a lot.
Like it was before war you stayed
before
there?
War, yeah. 2019, 2018 time.
Okay.
And I feel like that in Ukraine, or even in Europe in general, because I traveled Europe as well, that the women are very different. They're more feminine or more traditional, whereas in Western culture, the women, they'll tend to be more masculine. They want to have a career, a job, and they'll be working until they'll focus a lot on career, basically, is what I'm saying. Whereas, and they can almost provide for the family, almost in a way. Whereas usually in previous times, the man would provide for their family. The woman would maybe look after the children, cook for the man. I feel like there's still those values in Europe, but not as much in Western cultures now. Well, one other reason is, well, before I go on to this other reason, what do you have any thoughts about that? Do you find that European culture is maybe more traditional, more feminine than Western culture?
I think that in Ukraine we like definitely have more traditional way of building a relationship. Like the man, I don't want to say should provide like financially all the basic things, but still my belief is that it's like from my perspective, that men need to, I don't know, have more input financially, but then women will cover it, I don't know, doing a peaceful home and
because that's important. The family life is important, and the man, a lot of men want a nice family, and usually the woman, the wife, manages the family.
I think in this traditional family, people can, the woman can feel more woman.
Yeah, more feminine.
Yes. That's what my beliefs, and I think most of the Ukrainian girls would
think that
agree.
Do you think that they get married younger in Ukraine? Not now. I feel like not anymore, but I feel like, do you think that they still get married quite? Because in the Western world now, women tend not to get married until their 30s or a bit older.
Yeah, then definitely younger. Yeah. I have some friends from school. They my age, and she have already family.
Children.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And I'm a bit shocked, but like because for me it's too early. I don't think it's my case that I would do it this way. But yeah.
So at what age do you think you would have children?
25 at least.
Okay, well, it's still younger than
Yeah, but once you get your degree and you can like develop your career, why not?
Do your parents pressure you to get married before 25, do you think?
No, no, no. Mm,
I feel like there is pressure when you reach 25 and you're not married yet. Your parents will
yeah.
be, why are you not married?
I have some friend. He's a man. He said to me that his family pushed him already to get family.
Yeah.
He is only 29.
29? He's
Yes.
only 29. Do you think 29 is too old or too young to have a family?
No, it's okay.
You think it's normal?
Yes, yes, yes. I think that's
For a man, right?
and yeah, for a woman as well. But even if we'll talk about it like psychologically, that
Yeah.
I think that women usually grow up mentally quicker.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then I think they more able to think about family earlier
Yeah.
than a man's.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is okay.
After 30 years old, it's harder for a woman to have children after 30, or their eggs start to decrease. Eggs from that picture.
Yes, yes.
Personal joke. But start to decrease rapidly, so a lot of women start freezing their eggs at 30 so that they can have children later. But if you want to have naturally, it becomes difficult for women after 30. For a man, it's a bit later, maybe 40s or even 50s. But for women, they mature earlier because they tend to best have children under 30. I mean, not saying that you have to. It's just biologically it does. Eggs get less.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also noticed that maybe you're right that people in our country, or maybe also here, but not that much, but in our country, that they tend to marry earlier and earlier every year. I don't know, but I noticed that like a new generation, they became mature earlier, like than me, and like some people the age is my parents, they always fascinated of my travelings at that age. So I'm 20.
Right.
And when I was in Canada, I went there by my own. I was 19 only,
right,
and that's why people was shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too early, and I think that even the generation younger than me, they will be even more mature, like quicker. I don't know why is it happening. Maybe it is also connected to our internet development. Like before, people didn't have that access to that much information.
Yeah.
But now they are, and they read a lot, or like at least watch a lot of TikToks and
TikToks.
I mean, but yeah, sometimes the information could be also useful, and that's why maybe people get.
Well, as you said, girls mature a lot quicker, so it's not that. Obviously, it's a bit more dangerous for a woman to travel by herself, but they do mature more quicker, maybe become more independent as they get older. And it's not uncommon for because a woman matures a lot quicker, they sometimes date a man that's a bit older. Right? Is there a big age difference between your partner and yourself?
So he turned 25 now, but yeah, he is my ex-boyfriend already.
All right.
Yeah,
So that's 25. It's not that much. Actually.
Yeah, it's not that much, but I think it's also related to psychology. For example, if a woman wanted to date an older man, like 30 plus, maybe I would say that she didn't have a lot of attention from her father, maybe.
Really?
I think so. It's not always the case, but I think it's also like, if we will go deeper in this topic, that there will be also connection between relationship in her own family, between the father especially to her, and these relationships also will correlate to the other relationships which she will develop with her partner.
It's very interesting.
You didn't think like this?
No, it's very interesting. But nowadays it's becoming more normal for a girl to date an older guy. Because like, well, one thing is because if you're younger as a guy, you're maybe just starting to develop. Yeah, and sometimes a girl wants someone who's already developed, and they don't want to, suffer.
Oh yeah, it's interesting, but I think it's also about trying to escape responsibility. For example, trying to put your financial problems to someone who don't have them.
I mean, yeah, it's not even just financially, but like maturity. If a guy's older, they maybe have a bit more life experience. They could.
Yeah, also.
The girl sometimes can learn from the guy, and if it's a younger person, it's like they're still trying to find themselves. And nowadays, with this world, it's like, yeah, things just seem to have changed now. It used to be that. Actually, it's weird because my mom and dad are like 10 years apart. But back in the days, like 30 years ago, it was quite normal. But I feel like, I don't know, to me it doesn't really, it doesn't matter to me at the end of the day, because Donald Trump, you'd probably like Trump, but I think his difference is like 20 or 30 years. I don't know. Melinda Trump, his wife. And they have amazing children. Like Barron Trump is like, is a very handsome man. But he would not be handsome if Donald Trump did not marry his wife.
Interesting. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's all about individual. We don't talk about this generally.
Yeah. Right. So let's go back to. One other thing is like, why is it that? Well, it's just my perception, but why is it that women in European culture seem to look after themselves more than Western culture? It's, as you said, maybe it's the habits, and maybe there's a little bit of genetics. But would the other reason also be? It's a very interesting thing I've noticed. Like in Western culture, there's a little bit more in Ukraine. Like there's because of the war and things. I've seen that there are more women than men, so it tends to be that women have to work on themselves to attract the men because there's not that many men. Whereas in Western culture, there's maybe equal or more men, and the men have to work harder.
Yes. That's what I was also recently thinking about. That maybe the girls try to, because if you have you been to Kiev?
Yes. I've been there. I lived there with my girlfriend for 1 year to 6 months.
Yeah. Recently, I talked to my friend. She's also living in Kiev, and she said that if you'll go, like I've been there once, but it was not that much. And she said that if you go in a city center, you will see a lot of beautiful girls, and they like models everyone. And she was wondering like also why is that like so much different like from here. Yeah, I think to attract, to being more
feminine,
to attract. And also what I think that maybe when people not that much how to put it.
Do you find it hard to find Ukrainian guys in Ukraine?
I mean,
it's like that they're not like drinking or.
So I used to date only one guy in Ukraine, and then I moved here, so I don't have a lot of experience there. Yeah, but still I date, like, I used to date some guys here, but they are also Ukrainians.
Yeah.
And I see that our guys are mostly healthy, also have these healthy habits, but not all of them, but mostly.
Okay.
A lot of people, yeah.
So that kind of makes a difference. Like they have to look after themselves. But the women here, they don't have that problem, so they don't have to look after themselves as much. They don't have to. Like they can eat the burgers and chips.
Yeah, we're not judging, yeah.
No, I'm just saying. There's a difference. Just cultural differences, I guess. Everywhere's different. Whichever country you go to, there's many different factors.
Yeah, I also think that if people have so much need in financial support, they would look after themselves, like in their appearance more. I would say, to attract also, like because of I don't know, maybe because of the war also, and there is not a lot of job now, and of course you have some economical and financial problems, maybe, and here I believe people have more opportunities, even the universal credit in case or of something, like more support from the government, and they feel more comfortable.
More comfortable.
That's fine.
I agree. It's interesting from your perspective as well, coming here. Do you have things like universal credit in Ukraine?
Me personally, I didn't receive anything, but
don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, there should be some support from.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move to one of the topics we're gonna. Okay, so it's very good that you did this India course, because obviously that you learnt a lot from it. It looks like, and you managed to do all these different poses. That you said that if you didn't go to India, because they pushed you very hard, and you would not have learned otherwise. But it seems like you're moving a little bit away from that traditional teaching into more. You're developing your skills as a yoga instructor. So can you talk about some of the new ideas or new perspectives you've developed since that program?
Yeah, of course. I even find the courses online more helpful for me rather than a course in India. Like the quality of the knowledge was better online rather than India.
Oh, really?
Yes. This was interesting. I found about this, because I think like a traditional yoga in India, they don't have that much researchers to see how our body changed, and that we actually need to also change our approach to the poses. And what I noticed that the traditional yoga poses have like a lot of prohibited exercises that they still use them, and even in here, and a lot of people like who do stretching. So stretching and yoga, I would say they have a lot of similar exercises, but people don't know that it's not really that good for our body, like because it's like we have how to say it, body. So I studied a body diagnostic. This is the technique that you align all of your lines in the body, like your shoulders should be not this or this, and with the exercises which is in yoga, it could be even worse to do. For example, this exercise split, the.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think that, for example, older people should do this because it's really traumatic.
Oh, okay.
Really, yeah, because your muscles get tired, and every time you do this split, it is you always have this micro trauma in your muscles.
Yeah.
And once you are a child, it is better because you like
Yes.
your body
Adapts.
still remember these moments. And for example, if the child will do with me a split today, and then she will come to me in 1 week, her body still will be able to do it. But if it would be an adult, if he'll do it today and then tomorrow his body already forgot it, you know.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard to do it. I don't think that it is necessary because it's not a normal way how we move.
Mm.
You know, like we don't walk like 2 meters in the,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
So you think that your teachings will be different for a child than it would be for an adult?
So I don't teach children for now, but I'm going to America soon, and there I will do a teaching for children. I still don't created my plan,
Right.
but I think definitely.
But would it be different for like a 20 to 30-year-old adult compared with a 50 to 60-year-old adult? Would the teachings be different?
20 to 30 is still adults already, so I would say that maybe real children like from 5 to 10, and then 2 to 15 maybe. This is the range, which will be a bit different teachings.
Okay, right. And it's the same 15 and above?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the, so in terms of like the poses, have you mentioned earlier that you were exploring more unrestricted, prohibited poses, is that right? What is the difference? What are these different poses?
I even have my PDF, which I can show you.
All right. Why are these prohibited? So
because our body, as I said, with our new habits of not healthy nutrition and all of this, and actually that we sit in front of our computers, and like our lifestyle became more settled. Like we always sit, don't move a lot, and that is why we need to work more and have like different approach to it, because the earlier the traditional exercises, this is for people who was always like active, and it is the same as if we will teach the person who is in the sport all of his life, and just regular person. It will be a totally different approach to it. And just for regular person, I don't think that they, for example, here. So how really can you could just show it. We can add it, or you can just show it to the camera now. Here is just a lot of exercises. I will go through them. Yeah. For example, also we can see here a plank. This. Yeah, that's normal. This is a prohibited exercise. That's prohibited? Yes. All right, I do it in the gym all the time. Yeah, this is what I also saw in the gym. A lot of people do this exercise, and I think that even the sport coaches, not everyone knows this. Right. So the reason for this being prohibited is because, as you can see here, your shoulders rotated inward. Oh. Like, the inward. And if you will do it constantly, it will ruin your posture. Like, you will not stride, but your shoulders will rotate it inward, and you'll go like this. Yeah. So nowadays we need exercises which will open our chest, not to close.
No, I always have that problem because I'm on the computer quite a lot.
Yeah.
I always do that.
Yes. And so the other reason is that so there is also definitely lots of like couple of options to perform planka, and you can do it dynamically, like with moving your hands. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is okay to do it, but
Okay.
if it is like, stable, then it is not, because
dynamic is better.
Yes. Dynamic is better because your weight is how just
So a lot of the traditional yoga poses are like very static, you say? Not as dynamic.
Yes. Distribute. I forgot this one.
Yeah.
So it's when you do a dynamic plank, it just helps you to distribute the weight, and it's not that much influence your inner organs, for example. But once you do it statically, your organs became like a lot of pressure, especially for women. It will influence their organs, which can then move progress to the problems with pregnancy or even in this way. Yeah. So I don't think that a lot of people like in sport know this information.
Right.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've incorporated that into your teachings.
Yeah. I just don't give this exercise.
So the ones that we did was that part of the dynamic? The ones that we did together in your class, was that dynamic then, wasn't it?
So yeah. I think mostly now I give dynamic exercises to my students. I mean, you still can do some static poses, but it should. The main point is that it shouldn't ruin your body. I don't know. Like for example, we can see another exercises like bridge. I think everyone knows this exercise.
That's very difficult to do.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do, and it is very dangerous because your discs in the spine have certain degree how it can bend, like that much bend. It's really have hazard for your
spine,
lower spine.
Right.
In here, yeah, it will be then really painful.
I mean, I don't know if I've done yoga quite a lot actually. I've been to retreats and they never made me do that. Yeah. Yeah. But maybe if you're more advanced, over time you could develop that skill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously, it's not for.
Can you do that? I think you can.
Yeah, I can, but still, I have actually some pain in the lower.
From doing that.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
prohibited.
Yes. Yeah. Also, do you know this nails?
Yes, kind of like acupuncture style.
It's not an acupuncture. An acupuncture with needles, the small one. But
it's pressure points, right?
Yeah. So like you stand on the desk. Also, there's a lot of myths around this exercise. That it's a part of yoga, but my recent studies, the girl said that it is also linked to infirmity, like you cannot.
Infertility.
Yes, you cannot be pregnant, for example.
Oh, from the pressure points.
Yes, because it's influenced your central system or
central nervous system.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes,
okay.
And then it's somehow also influence your inner organs, like in your
eggs.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you do yoga with heels as well, or is it dancing with heels that you do?
I've done once with a girl. She's a high heels teacher.
Dancing, right? Not yoga.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So we just distributed this for 30 minutes of yoga as just a warm up, and then we did high heels dance.
And why high heels?
High heels because also I try to cover some topics on my classes, not just a regular yoga exercise and just okay bye. I try to make people think of something. I also have different cards which we take. Also, we did it with you and we discussed some topics. So, kind of psychological therapy.
Training, yeah. It's because its mind is also important, not just the body.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. This is yoga for me about, and that's why we covered femininity.
Femininity. We covered it.
No, with the girl of the high heels.
Right.
We talked about this. I tried to explain for our group what is femininity.
Yeah.
It's a hard word.
So you wanted to incorporate femininity teaching into the yoga, is that right?
I just explained how is it related to yoga, and then the dance teacher explained how is it in the dance for her, and we.
So what is the relation between femininity and yoga?
So I also covered there quite an interesting topic that how yoga can influence the sex.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that, and
so how can it influence the sex?
So for example, when you came to yoga class, you try to focus and concentrate it some like try to be at the present, not in your thoughts. And I think it is good skill to have in sex also.
What?
Like
focus.
Yes.
Presence.
Yes.
You're not thinking about work where you're having sex.
Yes.
Is that common?
I think yeah.
Right. Okay, so being present in when you're being present in sex rather than thinking elsewhere.
Yeah.
You think it's similar when you're doing yoga.
Yeah, and also as I noticed that a lot of girls come to my classes, I think that for them in sex, very important to know how to relax, how to calm your mind. Yeah, what can make you feel safe and in this present moment. And I think when girls come to my classes, they also pay attention what is around them. For example, candles, some smells around the light. All of this atmosphere around is also very important. And I think people also need to pay attention what actually made them feel that relaxed.
Right.
And then once they figure it out, they can also bring it to the sex therapy. Like they can also take some candles, or for example, I also told to my students that it is important to take what is this?
Your foot?
No. To bring your foot. Socks.
Your socks and what in sex?
Yeah.
To wear socks.
Yeah, for girls.
Right. Why is that important?
because it's also about the comfort. For example, I don't know how about other girls, but I feel so cold, and if I won't wear the socks, it won't be that comfortable for me. Like, I try to make all of these small details is very influence
Right.
how you feel, how you can be open in the sex, how you can be yourself, you know.
I think having the socks on would help actually in sex. So if you wear socks in sex, it helps a lot. I never thought of this, but maybe it is helpful. But you know what's even better though? If you wear high heels in bed. You're not thought of that one. Because it makes you feel very confident.
No, I didn't.
No, okay. No, I didn't wear the high heels. Not me. I'm just saying, girl.
Oh, it's an interesting point.
Yeah.
So maybe next time I'll do this, and we will also cover how
high heels in dancing, right? High heels in bed, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just femininity.
To mean your own, you know.
You missed that one.
Oh yeah. So.
Right. No, I do understand where you're coming from, how it relates to sex, because people are always busy thinking of other things, and yoga can help you become more present. And if you're not present with your partner during sex, it's not going to be as good, I guess.
Not enjoyable.
Not connecting with your partner. You want to connect with your partner.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have to be present for that.
Definitely.
Very good. And so is that why? I mean, obviously, you're telling me that there's a big connection with sex and yoga, and I mean, is that the reason why you have been more expressive about that? It seems like you've been more expressive of the femininity recently, especially with your posts, and you seem to be more. Risky, I guess.
Risky?
I think the things you're posting are a bit risky that could get you banned.
Yeah, really?
On Instagram, yeah. No, not. Because it's very politically correct, I feel, on Instagram. Like, if you post some things that... Not risky, I guess, it's just a bit more controversial.
Do you mean like a type of photos, or what I'm typing, and what my thoughts?
Probably both.
So, but
I mean, I'm just saying that other yoga teachers would not post about it.
Yeah, this is also interesting, that I think for a lot of people it seems to be
taboo.
Yeah, taboo, and something that's not like seems to be apart. Yoga is like something holy and something good, and sexuality is like
no.
taboo. Yeah, but it is also about different styles of yoga, because in traditional yoga, I think that there is they try to say that have sex just for making children, not for.
Is that what they say?
Oh. Yeah. But another types of yoga says that no, this is libido. So it's libido is a term that's not about only sex. It's more about your life energy, like your how you want to live this life. Like when you have a good libido, then you can enjoy this life because you have this sexuality, you can express yourself. And so I think it is really shouldn't be like banned and prohibited and something. I think that people
should talk about it.
Yes.
Be more open about it.
Yes.
It's always been kind of taboo.
Yeah.
There's such a big connection as well.
I think that sexuality is also about yoga. So
right. Sexuality is about yoga.
Yes. When we do yoga in a spirituality, there was an explanation also that our sexuality is an energy of the life, so that you can. I don't know how to explain. It's really hard.
It's very complicated, it sounds like. But I think generally you're saying there's a big connection between the two practices. And it's important to talk about both.
Yes. So
you can't restrict that part of it.
Yeah, I think first of all, for me, it's about acceptance. That
acceptance, right?
Acceptance.
Accepting.
Yes. Your body, how you move, how you being open. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Very good. It's not talked about often, and I feel like it's good that you're exploring this area.
I think that not a lot of yoga teachers also do this. I think that is why for the students it seems that yoga is something and something holy, but I don't think that it's the people who doing yoga, they are still human being, and that's the main point. That they need just to be yourself. Just don't be, I don't know,
restricted.
Yes. Just don't be very restricted.
Yes, very good lesson. Let's talk about your. So you don't really like the gym, you said. Is there any particular reason that you don't like the gym?
I think I mentioned that already, that I just don't like the hard exercises. Like, still yoga could be very hard, but it's much slower. That the way you perform it is just by your own. You can choose. Would you like to do it more dynamically or statically? So more variations, I would say. Like in the gym as well, but maybe, to be honest, I don't know how to use all of this equipment. Yeah, to be honest, and I'm very shy to go there and I don't know how to use it. That's why. Maybe as I'm a yoga teacher, I go to gym and just go upstairs to the hall with the mat where I can do yoga, and then everyone see me and wow.
Wow, the poses.
The different ones. They once one guy came to me and said, "Oh, are you a dance teacher?" Because he saw me that I'm very flexible, and I said, "No, I'm just a yoga teacher."
Makes sense.
Yeah. So.
It's more of a feminine thing than gym seems like more of a masculine thing. Seems like there's a lot more guys who do the gym, a lot more women do the yoga.
Yeah, maybe.
And Pilates.
Yeah, but it's also myth that yoga is for women and not for men. Especially when it started, the only men did it. Not only, but mostly men did yoga, and then something changed.
Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't know that. But it was...
In India, by the way, we had almost all of our teachers are men, not.
All right, nice. They're not as flexible as you, right? Because women tend to be more flexible.
But they are so flexible.
They are.
Men, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about permanent makeup. So, what is permanent makeup? Can you tell me what?
Like a tattoo, I would say. Just the color which put into your skin. I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
So this is the makeup that cannot be washed with the water.
Does it go away after a few months?
Not a few months, but maybe 2 years or 3.
2 years.
Yeah, it depends. I think on what area do you do it. For example, if I have permanent makeup on my lips.
Yeah. What happened to your lips? What did it looks natural to me. It doesn't look like it's been done.
Yes, I think it's because of the color.
It's changed color.
once you done it, it is very bright. But with the process of healing, it became more natural.
Just the color?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like bigger.
No.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you can do it for your eyebrows and.
Yeah. For eyebrows, so I just have on my lips, but yeah, because you're eating all the time, of course you're contacting with the food, and that is why the color came out of the lips much easier than
with the normal.
Yeah. For example, of course, with another tattoos, it won't. Yeah.
Got it. So have you got other permanent like tattoos or anything like that?
Yes. I have 3 tattoos like all over my hand here.
All right.
And one of the tattoo I have here, I done it yesterday.
Why did you decide to get tattoos?
So my friend said that it will be a present for me.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I just decided. I had some esquisses, but.
Some what? Sorry.
The styles of tattoos which I wanted to, but then he said that it will be very big and we need to choose another one. So my decision was about like 20 minutes. And then I said, okay, we'll pick this and they will do it.
So what is the tattoo that you have? What does it symbolize? What does it mean?
Which one?
Maybe this one here?
The big one.
Yeah.
So this is... I didn't put any meaning to that.
Oh really?
To be honest. Yes, it's just my personality. It's just how I express myself. And once I did it, I thought that it just reminds me of neuro lines. So I kind of done neurographic drawing. It's also about mental health and all of this. And the main point there that we need to draw some lines there. And so like art therapy, I would say. And this is what reminds me of. But not much meaning.
Was it quite painful, or how long did it take to get this tattoo on your arm?
Yeah, like hour and a half, maybe 4.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Not that bad. But because of the bones in here, like it was really painful.
Right.
Yeah.
Was this in Ukraine?
No. The only one tattoo I get in Ukraine. So I have only 3 tattoos.
Only 3.
I think the people who started to do tattoos, they don't stop.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that you have on your neck soon.
I don't know. And it is really also I think interesting that not every like yoga teachers would do it at all, and it is.
I find quite a lot of yoga teachers have tattoos. I've seen a lot of them have tattoos. Yeah. I don't know why, but it seems like quite common.
Quite common.
You don't think so?
I mean, maybe here, yeah, but if we all talk about maybe traditional.
Yeah, true.
But still, I remember that even our teacher in school in India, they also have like some tattoos. Yeah, actually, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, just something I noticed. I don't know why, but they seem to often have tattoos.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
I just. I haven't think about it. I thought that maybe people more strict to not.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Was there ever a point that you regretted the tattoos?
No, I don't regret.
I mean, was there a point in your life that you thought, I wish I did not get this?
Yeah. Yes.
Why was that?
Because I wanted to, and I still want to proceed myself as a model. We try some modeling career, and I think it is harder to find some proposals from the people.
Yeah, some agencies will. Some agencies don't accept tattoos. There are some that also do though. But mostly, you're right. Which you would be a very good model, but it's maybe the tattoos will be like. I mean, some agencies have said do accept it. Have you tried?
I tried in Ukraine. At that point, I didn't have any tattoos, but this meeting wasn't. They didn't accept me.
Right.
I didn't pass the test.
Well, you'd probably get accepted here.
Yeah, but I didn't try it yet. To be honest, I went to Manchester to do modeling. They did the photo shoot for me, and I had already the tattoo at that time. But I don't think that this agency was real, because they asked for like paying for distributing my photos to another. So it's not.
Probably not. You could try.
Yeah.
I think because there's a difference, because I've noticed that a lot of the agencies have started representing Ukrainian models. Since there's been a lot of Ukrainian models moving to the UK, it's like a different look, a very unique look. So, also Ukrainians have very good genetics, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of Ukrainians are modeling in the UK.
Yeah, is it common in Glasgow?
I've seen quite a few. One of my friends, she's Ukrainian, and she got signed with one of the agencies here. And her friend is Ukrainian and also got signed.
I think I even know her. You sent me some photos.
Oh yeah, probably did. Yeah. She's been doing modeling for a while, but not just her though. I have noticed a lot of Ukraine. Even in London, there's a lot of Ukrainians who have been signed on who have moved from Ukraine to UK, and a lot of them being accepted as models.
Yeah, obviously in London, I think there's more agencies based.
True. Yeah. So was this the main regret that you had then?
Yes, I think this is the main.
I think it ran out of battery and it didn't tell me. We still have that audio recording. Okay, that's it. So what is this other tattoo that you have that you got?
Snake, and
Right.
Yesterday I got flower. I also noticed that I have preferences to do a tattoo as a snake, and maybe it is kind of related to psychology. Like people prefer to do something more than, and also actually I also would like to share about the relation yoga and the tattoos, that maybe. So I heard about esoterical story that tattoos block our energy in the body.
Right.
And because our immune system always try to remove it. Maybe it's because of this process happening all the time in our body. But still, I think it's not really the case if you doing, for example, yoga and work with your mind and exercise. So that is why I think it could be combined and not the restriction or as well.
This is another reason you had a regret.
No, I don't have regrets. That is why I done my tattoo yesterday. I don't think that it is a problem. That's what I'm.
Oh, right, got it, right. Yeah. But it's just some things like the modeling. It stopped, right?
Yeah.
But you still you still don't regret it. It's just that it stopped from some things.
Yeah, maybe I will remove the bigger one because I know in modeling it is okay to have some tattoos if they are small.
Right. Okay.
But if it's that much,
all right,
then maybe no. Yeah.
So why did you get a snake?
That's a good question. I've done my first tattoo when I was 17. And my parents didn't know that. And
was it this one?
No.
The snake?
The snake, yeah. They said me no, that you will know not to do this. And when you're a teenager, you're trying to prove to the parents that no, it will be how I want. And so, but anyway, for this session of the tattoo, my mom went with me because at the same day I signed up for the tattoo. I told her. She said, "Okay, I will go with you, even though." Yeah.
She didn't agree with that.
She didn't like that, but she supported me. At least she came with me because this tattoo master, he works not in the studio but at home,
right?
And she just worried about my safety. That's why.
Makes sense. And so you don't know the reason why you got the snake then?
Yeah, my 3 tattoos don't have any specific meaning.
Reason?
Yes.
Right.
As I said, it's just my way how I want to be seen.
Right.
I don't know how to
as a snake.
Just my expression.
Right. And why the flower? What made you get the flower tattoo?
Flower.
Yeah.
Because it's about femininity.
Okay, it's like different periods of your life. You were a snake at one point, and now you're more feminine. And you want to teach femininity.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you follow my chronological logic,
That makes next one might be, I don't know, an American flag.
Yeah, who knows? After my trip in America,
yeah. So tattoos, that's very interesting that you said that you block energy and things. I don't know I don't know how I feel about tattoos. I don't mind it. I guess a lot of work would not like you to have visible tattoos because they want you to seem more professional.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Tattoos are. I'm indifferent about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also saw in the city where I live a lot of people who have tattoo on their face.
Yeah.
And
you won't get that.
No, right. Not on the face. I think.
You can actually get a tattoo on your eyeball, the white part of your eye. Yeah.
Like eyeline or
the white part, the conjunctiva, the white part of the eye. You can get a tattoo.
So you are an optometrist what do you think about it? How it's influenced our health?
Could probably cause eye problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
That. But people do loads of funny things.
Wow.
Yeah. I've actually not seen it, but I've not seen it in patients. I've not seen it in practice in the clinic, but I've just seen it online that people are starting to tattoo their eyes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a special way to do a tattoo on your eye, or is just you are going to a regular tattoo master and say, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah. No,
Here.
probably maybe like an eye doctor who does it. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna touch someone's eyes, you probably want to be like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you probably
weird people.
right. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not what I want to. I think that it's also, as I said, that even depends on what area of your body you want to do a tattoo. It can say about you a lot. Do you hear these versions? Like, for example, do you know not only tattoos, but the way how we want to express ourselves, how we want to, for example, do the piercing. These big circles, how clips or
does it make it bigger?
Yes, yeah. yes. I heard from my psychologist that the people who doing this big piercing on the ear, then it means that in the childhood they wasn't that their opinion for their parents wasn't important, and they once they grown up they want to be heard. Is
that the same with tattoos?
Yes.
Right. So yes. Do you feel that is why you got the tattoo?
Maybe. So, but it's dependent on what part of your body you do this expression. Right. So it will mean different things.
So what does it mean if you have it on your arm?
We can open GPT.
So do you feel like that you had more attention from your mother or from your father when you were younger?
From my mom. She definitely was very, I would say, even hyper care about me.
Not your dad?
No. My dad still like more cold person. Cold, like.
So you were closer to your mom?
Yeah, definitely. And now still, yeah. Like my parents and we live together, but I speak to my mom. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, but
But do you want to have a closer connection with your dad?
I don't know. It's really hard to talk about it,
Oh.
I have no comments on here.
Okay. Do you know why he might? Is it just his personality that he does not like to open up to people?
Yeah, I think it's also related to a way how his parents
treated him.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just kind of over generation.
Yeah.
But you could stop that in this generation.
Yes. That's what I'm trying to do. Like I'm working with a psychologist already for 5 months, maybe continuously. About 5, yeah.
Is that the same as a therapist, or is that different?
Yeah, like psychologist. Yes, psychologist.
Different from therapy.
What kind of therapy? What do you mean?
You can get therapists that you speak with.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay, the same thing, right?
Yeah. Just there is different types of specialization what people do, but yeah, I work with psychologists who mainly talk about co I forgot this word. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Codependency.
Right. So do you feel
She works with codependency. So we work with her mostly on my personal relationships, like with my partner, ex partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely it is also connected with
Parents.
my parents. Yes, how our vibe in our family is it's very.
It's very popular now. Psychotherapy.
Yeah, and I really, I think it's really good.
You find it helpful. You find it helping.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Do you have a psychologist?
No, I don't.
What do you think about psychology?
I think it's therapy. Right? But, yeah. It's different for women than men therapy. Because for women, they need to talk about their feelings. And I think men as well, but I don't know. Like I think it's definitely more helpful for women than men, because for men, like it's more. Men need to do things. You know, they need to provide, take action, go to the gym, make money. I think if a man is is successful in his career, his relationships, then maybe they might not need therapy. If they're very depressed, then they might need therapy to talk about their feelings. But if they work hard and make enough money, I feel like they would not be depressed. I feel like men would only be depressed if they are not providing. If that makes sense. And they're thinking, why am I depressed? Well, it's because you're not providing, because you don't want to work or whatever. If you just, had someone, you have a family, you probably won't be depressed. It seems like an excuse for men. I'm okay for women doing it, but men, it's like just go and do some work.
Yeah, I think it's also individually. Like, yeah, but I from listening in other podcasts about men's psychology, I noticed that it's really men's about what they do, but not what they talk. Like
if I did not have a job, or if I didn't have any work, I would probably be depressed, and I might want to speak to someone.
At least you won't have money to pay to therapists.
Yeah,
to speak about it.
I'll be a circle.
Yes.
Therapy. I think,
not having money because you're paying
for therapy. More depressed.
Yes, kind of. I also noticed that for men, so the way how they, the parents, how they teach men is that you should be strong, you shouldn't cry, and this kind of bad emotions are prohibited for them. Like, kind of. Did you have some similar things that in your family someone said you shouldn't cry because you're a man?
Yeah. Especially Asian families, it's very common that they're very cold. Like, my mom would never hug me when I was younger. My dad would not hug me. They would not express love. They would show it by doing things like working and providing, but they would never say things like "I love you" or they wouldn't hug you. Is that similar with your family?
No.
They would hug you.
my mom, she's a big hug lover.
Have your parents said to you that "I love you"?
My dad?
Any of your parents, have they said that?
Yeah, my mom.
Your mom said it?
Yeah.
Not your dad?
No, not my dad, but my mom, yeah, frequently.
Right. No, none of my parents have said that, or it's just the culture. Like in the Chinese culture, although they maybe do love you, they don't express it. They're more, they just like showing it through doing things for you,
But
giving you things, not like hugging you or saying it.
but how do you feel about it?
It's probably affected me in some way. Like in relationships, I feel like I can't be physical or hug people that because my parents didn't do that. So the way I show love is probably through doing things for people, or but I wouldn't say to the person, "Oh, I love you," or I wouldn't hug them. Yeah. So it's just generationally.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe also meet a girl who is also the same way how she, or maybe the opposite, and you will like.
And though my last girlfriend was kind of like that, she wanted me to tell her that I love her and stuff and hug her, but I didn't. No, I did hug her, but I kissed her and stuff, but I wouldn't say anything like. I think she really wanted me to say I love you, but I couldn't say it. It's just very difficult because my parents never said it to me.
Yeah.
So how the hell am I going to say that? I feel like it's similar for Asians in general. Like, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Asians just don't show, express. It's just culture. Yeah. I feel. I mean, it's not just me. Like other as well. Other Asians have said the same thing.
Interesting, because I have a friend. She's from Japanese, Japan, and she seems to me very happy person who is always energized, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm very very glad to see you," and she's hugging all of this.
China may be different. Japan is probably, I don't know, but China I think is more reserved in expressing emotions.
Yeah, because she made for me an impression that Japanese people are very open and then very joyful, or yeah. I don't know, because I know only her.
Well, yeah, true. But do you know that in Japan they are declining in population because they're not having enough babies?
Sorry, what do you mean?
So in Japan, the population, the amount of people are decreasing.
Okay.
Because they're not having sex, they're not having babies.
Oh, really?
Yes, so they're dropping.
But but I think maybe they have sex, but they always protect.
Maybe. But the thing is, their population is dropping. And do you know that they actually offer a visa now to foreigners to come and have babies?
Because of this problem.
To come and have babies. To come and,
Oh.
Actually, Japan is doing a visa now for people to come to their country and have children. Because they need children.
So they provide citizenship for.
Yes. Right. So good. Well, but it's only if that man can get. I don't know what's going on with Japan, but they just don't want to have babies. Maybe it's the economical issue or a cultural issue.
I think it is also related to the topic which we covered, that some cultures, they want to create a family only when they old, or not that old, but I mean in Ukraine that we young still and we have family, but
no,
I don't know, maybe in Japan also they get married in 30 and more.
I don't know. I was in Japan actually in January, and I was like on the train, and everyone was just so quiet. Nobody was talking. They were minding their own business, maybe on their phone. Like nobody was talking to each other, and I don't know, they're just they're very quiet, from what I experienced. And the men there seem to really like anime, and like there's different. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, I think the men are very shy in Japan, and you get a specific type of man. There's a name for it. I can't remember the name, the Japanese name, but this man is like, like a 40 or 50-year-old virgin, and he is on that. I don't know. He's just online. I don't. There's a specific name for it. I can't remember.
Interesting. I think it is also about maybe that technical, like because of a lot of technology now developed, and the people starting spend more time online and not going and meeting people outside.
Yeah, it's quite a global issue.
Yeah, it's a global, and I think also because of it, I feel kind of isolated, and maybe and I think it's also because of like a new country. Yes, still. So overall, I live here for 2 years, but I don't feel that I'm fully integrated in this.
Yeah, that's interesting. I felt the same way when I was living in Ukraine. Yeah, I didn't feel fully integrated.
For how long have you been?
It's about 9 months. Yeah, with my ex-girlfriend there, and that's why we moved here. And then she felt isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 9 months is still not enough to integrate there. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Even after 3 years, people still have these feelings of isolation. I think maybe it's 4, 5 years needed to feel fully.
Right. Maybe need longer, but I just didn't feel like it was home. People were very nice in Ukraine. They would. They were nice to me, you know. They would. I loved the food there, but I just didn't feel like I couldn't speak the language, and it just felt foreign. My friend recently moved to Colombia, and he's integrated. He's learning the language. He's doing the dance. You know, they're very big with dancing in Colombia. So he's taking lessons, Spanish lessons. Wow. He just fully integrated into the culture. So he's basically part of them, and it's okay for him.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends on you, how you want to be open, because from my own experience, I know how hard it is to be closed just in your home and then going anywhere. And the more you sit at home, the more you experience stress to going outside.
Yeah.
And the way how we can overcome it just to go outside, even if you feel stress. I think.
Is that how you deal with it?
Yeah.
Go outside.
Yeah. I think that I'm at some topics and some situations I'm confident and all of this, but I couldn't say that I don't feel fear to go and meet some people. It's my fear is still inside of me, but I go and do it. Like I try to seem confident.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you travel to a country by yourself, you're pretty confident. To 3 countries by yourself, 2 countries.
Yeah.
Canada and
Lithuania.
India.
Oh no, Lithuania was with my boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah. And now America will be also.
Oh yeah.
By my own.
Yeah, you're naturally very confident. I feel like, but no, that's good to hear that you are. You know, I think a lot of people don't think it's just them are isolated, but it's more of a common problem.
Feeling isolated.
Yeah, because of the online less human contact. They're mostly just speaking to people online.
Yeah. Even I read some research recently that people meet each other for creating relationships mostly in the dating apps and
80% is now online.
Because I think that people became scared
going out and meeting,
of being rejected from other people, and
have you ever tried dating apps?
Yes. Yes, quite different ones.
Which ones?
So in Telegram, you know what is Telegram?
Telegram? Is there dating in Telegram?
Yeah, there is some bot which you can use.
Really? I had no idea. Because everyone uses like Tinder or Hinge, right?
I don't know Hinge, but I didn't register for Tinder. Once I tried Badoo.
Badoo?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How's that?
Just meted some guy and we didn't proceed our conversations.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but what do you think overall of meeting people online? Is it a good way to start relationships?
I mean, 80% of people are now starting relationships online, so it's become quite normal now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's maybe easier for... The thing is with online, there's a lot of options. You can meet people very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you feel like you don't need to go out and meet them because you can just meet them online.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to meet. So people just maybe feel like it's harder to maintain a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because if something gets hard in a relationship, they can just leave and meet another one person on Tinder very quickly. So maybe that's why people are not getting married as quickly, or relationships tend to not last as long.
You're right.
Like my parents' relationship lasted for 40 years, and your parents probably a long time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays relationships don't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever something hard happens, we can just meet someone else online quite quickly.
Yeah, because the more options you have to choose, the less reasons to stay with someone.
You always think you can get someone better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what online dating has done to everyone.
Yeah. So there is always pros and pluses.
Yeah. I mean...
Topic. Less stressful to meet people, but at the same time
harder to have better relationships.
What is the quality of this relationship would be?
Quality, yeah. Yeah, it's become more difficult to maintain, I think, relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But technology, there is an issue where people are getting married later, and I feel like online has a lot to do with it. Like, you can get everything online nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You can order food. Obviously pornography is very popular online. If men are on, OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
You know that?
Mm-hmm.
So if they can just access like these things, they maybe do not feel the motivation to go out and meet someone because they can just have it all online.
Even if we'll see movies which was created recently about our future, that there will be robots.
Robots, yeah.
Who will exchange the vibe.
Yes, will be your wives. Yeah.
Change the vibe.
Yeah.
Do you believe it would happen?
It's definitely going to happen. Yeah.
Yes. Really?
Yeah, like imagine like you have you ever used ChatGPT?
Of course.
Yeah, you use it quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
So it knows everything about you. Mm-hmm. It knows everything. Mm-hmm. So you might think that your ex-boyfriend didn't understand you, but ChatGPT understands you better than him. And all you need to do is put ChatGPT in a robot, and then that's your life partner who understands everything about you. Why would you go with anyone else who does not know you as much as ChatGPT? You already are in a relationship with ChatGPT.
Yeah, even I saw recently the movie which called She.
She.
Yeah, and there was a story that it's gonna happen, that we will have romance with AI.
Yeah, I mean, it seems inevitable. It seems like it's definitely going to happen, especially with like a lot of men, as you said, are afraid of rejection going out there. So much easier for them just to have a robot.
Yeah, this is why I think nowadays to have a psychologist and work with...
No, but not everyone's going to do that. Though.
Yes, not everyone, but...
So the majority of people were just going to pick the robot. And then you would be the minority who does not go for the robot. And then you'll be the weird person because everyone else is, with robots.
I hope this is gonna happen not in my generation. And I was still able to meet the real person. Have babies.
No, your grandchildren will be with robots, and you'll be like, oh, that's normal now. You were like to your grandson, why are you not dating a robot?
Yeah, every generation became more
different.
weirder.
Yeah, their generation is different,
Yeah. Different.
All right, well, that was an interesting topic too. So you're going to America soon, right? So that'll be exciting. So you were accepted after you. Can you talk about how how this came about?
Mm-hmm. So I'm studying I completed my event management course in the City of Glasgow College, and they advertised to us by email that there's an opportunity to go to American camp, just as a regular camp we also have in Ukraine, and I just done my application, applied there, said that I have that and those skills and some. So this agency, they spread out over the whole America my application, and then the director from the state man, they texted to me that we are inviting you for interview. So we spoke with her online, and she was interested that I have yoga skills because they have also a yoga counselor position there. And that's how I was invited there. Yeah, I successfully completed my interview and said to them that I had a small experience of teaching yoga to children, but still 1 year experience of overall teaching yoga to adults. And I have a different approach from others. Like I have this sound bowls also, and the metaphorical cards, which we do.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. So a lot of different perspectives to yoga, which I tried throughout all of this year, and I definitely have a lot to implement to the camp. Yeah. So that's why they said, yeah, we're inviting you. And then I just went to London to get my visa done. And yeah.
Have you always wanted to go to America?
Yeah, it was my wish list, bucket list.
Bucket list.
Yeah.
Why did you want to go there?
I think I was influenced by watching American movies that they always show the good part of it. And I thought that there will be better opportunities for your life to get higher wages than in Ukraine, for example. And yeah, I just wanted to explore also different cultures, as I know there is a lot of immigrants and I can talk to a lot of people. Yes, even in Canada, there almost all the country are immigrants, and I met a lot of people. It was really good experience for me.
What kind of movies did you watch when you were younger that made you want to go to America? Home Alone. Home Alone, right.
What else? I don't remember the names, to be honest.
Right. Friends?
No, I didn't watch Friends.
You didn't watch Friends? That's like the most popular
yeah.
in Ukraine.
Some serial, a lot of serial.
Series, yeah.
So.
Okay, nice.
I don't remember.
So you're excited to go to America then? Yeah,
I'm very excited. A bit worried.
Bored?
Worried.
Worried. Yeah. Why are you worried?
Because of my flights. I had some situations that I missed my flights, or my flights was delayed. And
Oh, you're worried that this will happen?
yeah.
Oh, right, it's not happened.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I hope that everything will be right, because I read the comments of this company, and it says that the flights are usually delayed or something. That's
Right.
so. I'm just want to get there on time, and then I'll be safe.
That's all. Yeah, as long as you get there.
Yeah.
And what do your family think of you going to America by yourself?
Oh, they are very happy. Yeah.
They're happy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so happy. They wasn't happy of me being to India, but to America, yeah.
Why? Why?
Like in India, they was worried that of this all illnesses or insects, animals. So very different culture from our, and they didn't know how to help me there in case of something. But
America's fine.
yeah, it seems that like they feel more comfortable with America. Yeah. So
when you are traveling like to India or Canada, do you speak to your parents every day? Then your mother every day?
no, not every day.
They don't.
Usually, only when my mom calls me.
You don't call her.
Like in India, to be honest, I didn't have lots of time to speak with my relatives. We had a very busy schedule, like from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So this all day was scheduled via. Yeah, it was hard to.
Okay. Yeah, I think I feel like I just thought that Ukrainian families were very close. That you'd have to speak every day, because I know that my Ukrainian friends would speak to their mom every day or something like that.
It's individually.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in other families. Yeah.
Everyone's different. Nice. Cool. So I think we've covered quite a lot today, Veronika. It's been great having you on the show today, and very interesting topics.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to deal with that sunny weather, but all good today. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers.